Hello YouTubers. Well, it's Labor Day weekend, and that means it's the height of the vegetable growing season. And yesterday I went down to a farmer's market, and there was just a boatload of any kind of vegetable practically that you can imagine. And something we like to do about once a year at the height of the tomato season is to make a fresh tomato and onion salad with a fennel dressing. Now, this is another one of the recipes that I got out of the cookbooks by the Frugal Gourmet. Some of you may remember him from the 70s and 80s on public television. This is one of his recipes from his very first cookbook, just called the Frugal Gourmet. I'm going to start out just by making the basic fennel dressing. So let's move the camera down and show you the ingredients first. The first ingredient, and I'll show them to you, the liquids first. I need 1/2 cup of olive oil. Then I need 1/2 cup of peanut oil. 1/2 cup of red wine vinegar. And 1/2 cup of plain white vinegar. Finally, the recipe calls in liquids for 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I happen to have a leftover half a lime from doing fish last night, so we're going to use a lime instead of a lemon. Half a lime. So there's that. I'll just squeeze that in. Then in the dry ingredient side, we need 1 teaspoon of white sugar. 1 tablespoon of dry mustard, 1 teaspoon, and it's probably a little bit more than that here, but 1 teaspoon of ground fennel. And what I prefer to do, rather than grinding the fennel, I take a little over a teaspoon and I put it in my handy dandy mortar and pestle, and I beat the daylights out of it for a minute or so, and that gets me this consistency that I've got here. So there's a few seeds that, that went my light, didn't it? Anyways, there's a few seeds that will be whole, but mostly it'll be ground. And finally it calls for 1/8 cup of dry parsley. I've got some fresh parsley. We'll just chop that up. All those ingredients are going to get put together into a mixing bowl. There's the 1/2 cup of olive oil, and I'm just going to mix the 1/2 cup of peanut oil right into that. So let's measure that in. We'll pour those into our mixing bowl. There's the 1/2 cup of red wine vinegar. Here comes the 1/2 cup of white vinegar. And again, that just gets thrown into the mixing bowl. Sugar, mustard, fennel, lime juice. Like I said, this is a substitute for the lemon juice because I did fish last night and the recipe I had called for lime, and I used about 1/2 lime then. So today we're using lime instead of lemon. But I suspect it'll taste quite good. And finally, we need some chopped up parsley. That's it. We give it a stir. We let the flavors mix for a little while, and then we'll start on tomatoes and onions. Okay, now it's time to do the tomato and veggies part of the tomato and onion salad. And I'm going to aim the camera down and we'll take a look at the ingredients. Well, the Frug's recipe calls for 2 white Bermuda onions. I'm going to substitute 2 red onions. 5 ripe tomatoes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ripe tomatoes. That's close enough for government work. He then wants a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. Well, that's close to a 1/4 cup, I think. And a tablespoon of oregano. Well, I've got some fresh oregano that's not measured out into tablespoons. I'm going to guess that's close enough. After that, then he just wants to put the salad dressing on top of it, so that's what we're going to do. Let's start by taking the leaves off of some of these guys so we can chop them up. So here's our oregano. There's too many little pieces here. This is hard to chop. I'm going with a fairly thin slice of the onion. And after looking at that, I think I may leave it at 1 onion for the moment and then see how it looks after I get the tomatoes in there. Oops, wrong knife. That's the one I want. Start slicing up tomatoes. Talk about ripe tomatoes. Boy, I'll tell you, these things are, wow, they're just perfect. Turning the camera off and we will go a little bit farther with this and show you what it is after I get a little bit farther on. Well, boys and girls, I think I've decided that what we need is the other onion. So, and finally we'll finish off the tomatoes. Again, these are just beautiful. This is, as you can see, it's a pretty simple salad. Takes a little bit of prep work time, but nice looking. A little bit of yellow to it. Now we'll mix up a little bit of the salad dressing. And I'm going to pour about half of this on there. That really should be enough. You can always add more, but I can't take it out. So we're going to let that all kind of marinate together for about an hour before we eat it. So, gotta have a taste of a tomato. Very good. Didn't do anything to it, just cut it. But it's very good. So there's your basic tomato with basic fennel dressing salad from the Frugal Gourmet's Ancient Cookbook. And it's one of our favorites for summer. It's kind of a summer tradition to make one huge salad like this and have it one time at the height of the tomato season. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, cooking and weaving and occasionally some other oddball thing, I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channels. And again, thanks for watching. Bye bye.